Hey guys, today I am starting a new project pan. It has been a minute since I've done one. I'm calling this like my summer clear out project pan. I just thought it would be a good time. I kind of just looked over my collection and thought about the products that A, have either been collecting dust, or B, that I just have mixed feelings about, whether it's the company themselves or the product performance. If you don't know what panning is, it's basically getting through a product in a given amount of time that you set yourself until you hit pan. If it's in a compact or if it's like an eyeshadow, that metal component is what you're trying to hit. And then if it's a bottle or an eyeliner or whatever else, it's using it up completely. So I'm gonna go over through what I'm panning, why, and then the goals I'm giving myself and just kind of where I'm starting to see if I actually achieve my goals. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let's see what I'm panning. So I've done two other project pans. I started this last year. I had never really been into panning much. I mean, I watched videos, but I never did it myself until starting my own channel. So last year I did the 12 pans of Christmas, panning 12 different products, and I really enjoyed doing it, and that inspired me to do another when I went cruelty free. I went through and kind of just collected all the items in my collection that weren't cruelty free, and that one was sad to do because I had to say goodbye to some brands, but honestly now I don't miss them. I have another one in here now that's been kind of iffy that I'll be panning. I'll be showing you in a minute. I have the most appropriate shirt on for today's video. I don't know if you guys can see it. My Thank You Next t-shirt. This came from the Kayla when she did her 15 days of foundation. This was a shirt. All the donations went to Project Beauty Share, and I had to throw it on today. It's a little bit wrinkly, but that's just my style. So I'm going to start with the brand that is featured the most heavily in here, and that is Wet n Wild. I mentioned this in a previous video. Their whole cruelty-free status right now is just very confusing to me, and I don't like being confused. It's either you are cruelty-free or you aren't. There's no like in between. So that's where I am with them now. I'll be panning these products. Jen Loves Reviews did a really good video about this. Even if you aren't cruelty-free and that's not really on your radar, it seems like they've been lying to their customers. So either way, even if you aren't cruelty-free, that's shitty and it's sketchy. So I'll be panning these items. I will link her video down below. She does a really good job usually being unbiased, so she kind of gives both sides. But for me, it's blurry. I don't like that. So I have 4 different items from Wet n Wild that I will be panning. I did my drugstore version 1 and 2, and I was thinking in my head I didn't really have much that was Wet n Wild, and I actually have these 4 items. So to start off with this one, now I gotta be honest, I've used this maybe 2 or 3 times, and even though I liked it a lot in my initial drugstore version, I just never reached for it. So this is the Mega Cushion Foundation SPF 15. I bought this one specifically because I remember seeing it in a Tarte video and how much she enjoyed it. I have this one in the shade Light Ivory. I have to mention this. This looks like packaging for a 5-year-old. It's so juvenile. It's got like the little, it looks like a little brat doll on the front, but I remember liking this. I don't always wear foundation. I usually only use it when I'm filming or like special occasions, and especially in summer, I really rarely wear foundation. It's just too hot. I know I'm gonna sweat it off, so I'm really gonna have to make the effort to use this up. I may carry it in my purse like for little bits of touch up. It looks like a cushion like it says, so it has the little spongy applicator in here, and you open it up and there is your foundation. I remember it being kind of medium coverage. Obviously my tan on my hand is a lot more than what's on my face, so I think it's still a pretty good match for me. I might have to use a little bit of bronzer. Speaking of tans, I have the worst tan line right now from my Apple Watch. I hate that so much. But anyway, I will be making an effort to use this up. Like I've said, I've only used it once or twice, so there's a lot in here, so I'm really gonna have to work on this one. Next up, I have Mocha-licious. If you watched my, I guess 2 videos ago, I followed a Raw Beauty Christy tutorial, and if you watch Christy, you know this is one of her all-time favorites. And she's also recently gone cruelty-free, so she's looking for a replacement. I myself actually don't really like this. It comes off kind of red on me, and I find the formula to be very dry. It is just called Mocha-licious. I don't know if it's a certain type of lipstick. I don't see that here, but it's one of the Wet n Wild lipsticks. I have 2 because I bought these from Walgreens, and my first order that came in, I had ordered a big soap of Dr. Bronner's, and it basically smushed all of the makeup I had ordered. They had some kind of sale, and they had put I like to call call them the intestines, the brown kind of wrap that goes in the shipping boxes. They didn't put any of them in there. I think there was like a little sliver of a sheet, and everything in my order was crushed. So luckily, they did just resend me my order. So the customer service was actually really good with them. Just a side note, with Walgreens, their customer service was great. So now I have 2 of them that I rarely use, and I really don't like the formula. I don't expect to go through both of these. That would be a lot, but at least one of them I would like to. So that's next. This is the Wet n Wild Mochalicious, hoping to get through at least one of them. And then I have 2 products that I actually quite enjoy. So this is the Color Icon bronzer, and this is in Ticket to Brazil. I am wearing it today. It's a fairly light bronzer. This is actually with 2 layers of it. So for me, being like the fair to light kind of category, I really do have to build this up, which it means it's pretty light. So if you're super fair, you may like this bronzer. I really try when I do this not to glorify products that aren't cruelty free. You see right on here, there's a little bunny. So I try not to talk about them too much, but I do enjoy this bronzer, and I have used it a fair amount. I hope to hit pan on this. The next item I hope to hit pan on is this highlighting powder. This is the Mega Glow Highlight. It has the most beautiful imprint in it. It's like a little flower. I've used this on occasion. I will say I do like this highlight, but it's not like a blinding highlight. I get much more payoff with my Ofra Pillow Talk that has that pink kind of undertone, that pinky silver kind of undertone that this one has. So this one does have to be built up a little bit more. I do have it on again today. 2 layers of it actually, in fact. So this is going to be a lot to get through. I'm going to probably be using it a little bit on my lid as well. Inner corner, under brow, those kind of places, just to get through it a little bit more. But my hope is to hit pan. I know I won't use it all up, but that is my goal for that one. Next item I will be panning is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Prism palette. I have several Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, and I really do love them. Prism is just the one that has gotten the least kind of play. I can't even tell you the last time I touched it besides today. I did use it on my eyes today to kind of start this off right. If you have used ABH, you know that the shadows usually, they do have a lot of kickback. So when I did my initial project pan, I had pan Modern Renaissance, and it was fairly easy to get through because all of the matte shades, every time I dug in, you could kind of see a little bit more of a divot. So I'm hoping to have the same with this. Do you guys have Prism? What do you think of it? What are your favorite shades? I need some inspiration because with this palette, whenever I look at it, I kind of just reach for the same colors, which would be the ones that I put on my eyes today. So I'm really gonna have to work with this palette. It does have some really cool colors, but it's kind of all over the place. I feel like you almost need a companion palette with this. Maybe I will change my mind about that though, the more that I play with it. I just need to get inspired by it. Maybe I'll look up some YouTube videos on it to see kind of what I can do, because I just don't look at this and see a ton of color combinations except for the ones that I use all the time. I love this Lure shade, Eternal, and Saturn. That's what's on my eyes today, with a little bit of the Parallel shade, which is the brown in here. Let me know your thoughts below. So you guys will be seeing a lot of this palette. I hope you don't mind. Also, if you like to pair this with any other palette, maybe specifically ABH, let me know below so I can kind of get some inspiration from you guys. My goal here is to hit pan on at least 2 shades. I know I'm not going to hit pan on all of the palette, and I kind of wouldn't want to. Anybody else? I have this fear of throwing away a palette or having to get rid of a palette or even using up a palette. I don't know if it's like a collector's mentality. I don't have this issue with anything else. If it's a bottle of foundation, a liner, I'm like, oh, I can replace it. But I think it's the thought of, if I love a particular shade, I don't want to go ahead and buy a whole new palette for that. I don't know. I'm weird. Do you guys feel that way? So the next thing I have from here, I have 2 Too Faced items. This is the Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. And I want to say this is just a travel size. I don't believe this is a full size. This is something I would never buy on its own. I don't really like matte things. I'm very dry, so the word matte usually scares me unless it's on a lip color. But the Primed and Peachy came in a kit that I bought, and it had the Peach Perfect Setting Powder, lots of P's here, Peach Perfect Setting Powder. It had a full size Better Than Sex mascara, and it also had the spray in the Peachy set, the setting spray, that I think smells like beer. This smells more like the powder, which is a very nice, yummy kind of peachy scent, but I never use this because it is mattifying. And with that kit that I bought, I remember it being basically this and the setting spray were free, the value of it that you get between the powder, mascara, and the 2 other products. So that's why I bought this, but I never reach for this. I think maybe I have twice. I can kind of just squeeze bunnies. There's a fair amount of product left in here, but I think I can get through it. I will probably only be using this on areas that aren't super dry on me, like my nose, but I figured now would be a perfect time because by the time we get to winter, I will not put anything on my face that's as mattifying. So I will be trying to use all of this up. I might have to cut it open a little bit to get it all out of there, but that's my goal for this one. The next thing I am panning from Too Faced is the Love Flush Blush. Again, another tongue twister. This one is called How Deep Is Your Love? I love this blush. It's not because I don't like it. I have it on today. It's like a peachy pinky. It's got more pink than peach, but it's a nice, bright, kind of colorful for the summer shade. It has a really cute imprint on it that I think is now gone. It had two little bunnies on it that I really liked. But the reason why I'm panning this is because it's been in my collection so long. I looked at all of my blushes and I've owned this one the longest, I believe, or maybe the second longest. So that's why I'll be panning it. So you can see up close, there's a little divot in there, but I'm hoping to hit pan on it. That's my goal for that one. I know I'll be sad once this is gone. They don't make this anymore, but I'm sure I can find a replacement. All right, the next things are all completely random. This is from Ofra, and I don't know how long this has been in my collection. I don't even know if they make it anymore as well. This is Eyebrow in Universal, in the Universal shade. It's like a medium brown, I would say. I think I got this for free. It was before I had even tried an Ofra highlight. I probably didn't even know who the brand was at the time. I found this in my makeup kit. I probably threw it in there because it was a universal shade, but it's probably getting to the point where it's a little old now, and I have quite a bit to it. So I'm gonna have to be adding this to my Milk Kush Fiber Brow Gel if I think that I'm gonna use this up, because I don't often use a pencil. Maybe I'll try it on my eyes as well just to get through it, but that's my goal. I wanna get down till it's like a little nub. Hopefully I can do that. And then I have a liner. This is from Smashbox. It's called Always On Liquid Eyeliner. I think I used this in one of my first couple videos. I don't reach for this anymore. It's not because I hate it, but I remember thinking that the little felt tip here gets a little bit flimsy and it can be a little hard to control. I don't know why I don't reach for this. I can't remember. I don't think it's that it doesn't have lasting power. I think it has more to do with the felt tip applicator. So I want to use this up. I want to get through it, kind of get it out of my collection. I do like the packaging. I just think it looks really cool. I like a lot of Smashbox products, but this one is just not, I never reach for it. It's just kind of like I feel kind of meh about it. So that's why this one is in here. And then next I have a mascara from Urban Decay. This is Perversion. I picked this one just because all the other mascaras in my collection I do really like, and I have probably about 10 of them currently open, so I need to focus on one of them. Perversion is meant to be like nice and deep and bold and black, and I do like the formula of it a lot. I don't think that it's super clumpy. It has a nice size bristle on it. I feel like I actually got this on sale, but yeah, I will be trying to get through this and use it all up. I wear mascara every day, so as long as I do that with this one, I think I will be able to do that. So getting down to it, I have 3 products left, and they're all lip products. So this is Winky Luxe. This is a balm. It looks like a little pill. I do love the packaging of it. There's hairs all over it. This sits on my actual vanity because I do use this pretty much every day right before I do my makeup, and I just want to make sure that I use it up by the end of September. That's how much is left in it. This is the matcha balm. I will say this does not taste anything like matcha or green tea. It kind of tastes like vanilla, and it's conditioning for a little while. I feel like that's most balms or lip balms that I try. They just don't really stay on the lips, and that's true of this one too. I wouldn't repurchase this, but I do want to use it up because I have some other things in my collection that I do like more, and I think I'll be able to use it up completely by the end of September. I almost said lastly for these Jouer lip creams, but I actually have another one sitting in front of me that I almost forgot. So this one first is the Jouer lip creams. This is a metallic formula. I got this in my Beautylish Unlucky bag. Looking back, it's called the Lucky Bag. I don't know. I just, there's so many products there. You only get, I think I got 6 products, but there's a couple of them that I really haven't touched, including this. But let's be real, I'll probably go ahead and purchase it again next year just for that surprise, that little gift to myself. But anyway, this I received as a set of 6, the metallic lip creams. I picked the 2 lightest shades just because it's summertime. I don't think I will be wearing this as a full lip. I don't really like metallic lips, but what I will probably do, like I did today, is I just took a little bit of one of them in the center, which was Papaya, and this one's kind of peachy. I'm sure I will say papaya quite a bit. And then there's one more shade, which is Praline. and that one's a little bit more pinky. They are pretty colors. I'm just not really into the metallic lip. Maybe I will try using them on my eyes if they don't give me any kind of irritation. My goal for this is pretty steep, and it's to use them up. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. The full size is much larger, so maybe I can do it. That's my goal for this one. And then lastly, I have from Colourpop. I've also mentioned this in previous videos. This is the All-Star Face Setting Spray, and it is a mattifying spray. Like I said, I don't really enjoy mattifying products. I bought this when I did my full face of Colourpop, and it's the only setting spray that they carry. They don't have one that's more hydrating. At least I don't think they do. So that's why I'll be panning this one. I have been using this like MAC Fix Plus. I've been using it to wet my brushes, and it is about halfway. So I think I can do it. I might have to use it a little bit on my face or maybe before makeup with a lot of oil, but yes, I plan on using this up completely. And that's it for my project pan, my summer clear out. Let me know below if you currently have a project pan going on. I like to follow them. Also, if you have any inspiration for me, any ideas, let me know below as well. I think what I'll be doing, I'm for sure going to be doing that finale at the end of September, but I may do an update in between. If you guys want to see that, like a real actual video with an update, let me know. Otherwise, I may just do it on my Instagram. I could also do a get ready with me or a full face using the things I'm panning. If you guys want to see that, let me know below. I can kind of put an update in there as well. I did this on purpose so that I had everything for a full face of makeup. Anyway, I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon.